tutorial on the gold and platinum whole location software that we opened up last week. So when you come into the page, if you are gold or platinum, you will get this. It is overlaid over Straka line. So a lot of people are familiar with these Straka line books. You'll see them on a lot of college, PGA Tour, but they have mapped the slopes of every single green. So the first thing you're going to do when you get here is if you haven't yet, we usually do this for customers on onboarding. When we import inventory, staff, all that other stuff, we'll usually set this as best we can. I'm going to go to whole location settings and open calibration tool. So I'm not going to do all of these, but most people measure from the center of the green. You can actually see the grid on here and go nails on perfect if you wanted to measure every single one, but I'm just going to eyeball a couple of these. I'll do 6 holes to get this started. But what this will do is then give you your paces from center. Ooh, that's a fun green. So I'm going to do that. We'll just say we did 4 holes. So also from that page, if this isn't showing, but also this gear icon right here, this brings up point of measurement, the calibration tool, and then manage guests. So if you want to send your pro, your GM, anyone that's not in your maintenance shop, you can put their first name, last name. This is internally what you want them to be known as, and then their email. When you do this, they will get an invitation. They will create a password. And then this will be the only page that they can see. They will not see your whiteboard, your equipment, your course map, budget, measurements. They will see none of this. They will only have access to this page. So date selector up here. Obviously, I'm just going to go and say 3 weeks from now. So obviously, you can see the 4 holes that I set now have the point of measurement as a reference point. There's a couple ways we can set pins. Bingo AI. I'm going to say forward today. All locations applied. Now, obviously, we're still on June 25th. So I'm going to go back to today. As you can see, all the whole locations got moved. By default, and we can override this, it does this. The color coding is the percent slope. So green and blue and various shades of green and blue is where we allow them to put the pin. When Bingo does your pins for you, he's trying to get it as close to 0 as he can. So if he goes back a little bit, he'll go front on the next, left, right. Today, it's averaging 1 yard left of center. You can also pick a date. I'm going to also set whole locations for tomorrow. Boom. There we go. That's done. Now, if I go into tomorrow, all locations have actually been set as well. We're going to go back to today. There's also quick entry if you want to actually pick the locations for every single hole. I'm going to do this for Monday. So you won't actually see where the pin goes, but I'm going to go here. And as soon as you click, it just jumps to the next pin. So what I'm going to do here, just so we can see the example, is I'm going to set a front pin on every single hole. I'm going to just say these 8. So saving, and as you can see, it has moved the pins. So quick entry, you select where you want every single hole. Now, we do have this view if you want to use it. This is actually what the golf shop is going to use when they print out the whole locations. So this view here just gives the superintendent, you guys, a much better idea. And then obviously too, I meant to mention, now that we have the point of measurement, it knows that it's 4 yards short of center, 6 yards left of center. This one's going to be 18 yards short of center and 2 yards right of center. When we don't have those, it sort of uses this point, which you may not dictate. But that's pretty much it for setting the whole locations. If, say, today is your member guest day one. And you know you're going to want to use this pin next year. You can do member guest day one, save. And then when you go to any random day next year, or high and dry pins, or easy pins because it's a Monday tournament, or your pro shop wants to go get people out quickly, it's just right there. You click on that, overwrite, and then it puts all the pins on that pin sheet. So we made it very, very easy to save pin sheets and apply those to any day that you want. So that's saving, sharing, just a QR code. You can print this out, put it at the starter podium or whatever, and it will pull up the web page for the day. Now under print, this is the last step. So what we did here was when you go to 1X landscape, it defaults to this mode. So this is what your guys will have when they go out in the field to cut the pins. They can obviously see where all the holes are. And the reason we default to this view is it just has so much more detail that your guy cutting the cups, down here on hole 10 knows, hey, this is going to go really tucked into the left of this flat area here, or it's going to go on this top right flat area. So that's the default for that. You can change it. You can do solid, you can do slopes, and then you can do what the golf shop will do. Now, when you go to 2X portrait, we're assuming this is where the golf shop's going to print out whole locations for the staff to take with them, and then, or I'm sorry, the golfers. And then here, just a smaller version. Here we default to solid because when you start getting this small, the printer usually can't pick up the arrows in that much detail. If you want to do it that way, you can. You can print it out however you want, but these arrows are just lines at this point, so we don't show. But I'm going to do, for lack of a better purpose, slopes on this one. And then here, this will be your golf course logo. We don't have it into this demo version, but you have all kinds of options on how you want to set it up. When you do have your logo appears there. You can also hide the header altogether. And same thing with the footer. So currently the footer is hidden. I'm going to get rid of this. But footer note, cart path only today. So you can do that. That'll show up on the bottom of every single one. Obviously, if it's printed out this small, it's probably for walkers, but you can do any kind of note you want. Please fix your ball marks, hole 4, cart path only, and you can put in whatever you want. It'll print out below every one of those. Same thing with the header. So header, we can do show course name, however you want the date formatted, extra line, member guest day 1, extra line 2. We're just going to do all kinds of wacky and say, good luck today. I'm going to save. So you can do, there's a whole multitude of setups. I'm going to get rid of that line, keep that. And here, as an example, I actually don't want to show the course name because we have that line. So here's our pin sheet. And then they can print this out. You can download it, the email to somebody else. You can directly print it. And that is everything we have. Thank you for watching. As always, please hit that feedback button in the top right corner if you have any questions or even just want a personal walkthrough tutorial on anything in Turf Dog. Have a good one.